Okay, folks, you're here with Kilcasey and Forest Glen, Sunday, October 4th. We're getting a look at how the fire kind of moved around and spotted, and you can tell it's spotted here because there's one little area block. It's spotted there, burned out, cabins to save, sprinkler kits and hose right here. Engine must have just been here recently. We're 4 or 5 days after the impact of the fire. But you can tell that an engine crew fills up here because that's their big main line, trunk line that comes up. There you go. You got your sprinkler kits right here. Gated wise, a little cache of fuel, all the stuff you'd expect. And then we have the creek here. That's Glen Creek. Okay, I see little open flame, looks like no factor in there. Yep, that's no factor, just burning, stump out or something. A lot of country in here. You can see how much fire came through. Came down that hillside. Again, more hose bundled up. That structure protection has gone in its final mode here. Monitor and patrol. So there's just a look at that little flame. That's what we call political smoke. No factor. Totally interior. Black all around it. Some lines are down here. Yep, that's a power pole down. So looks like fire was up on this hillside here. Came down, bounced around. Found some structure protection. There's another wind right there. More power lines down up there. Not uncommon. That's what we talk about when we're talking about the chaos of fire moving through an area. As things change quickly. Aerial hazards. Got a lot of hose lay in here. This is this very similar hose lay that we have on the Post Mountain Trinity Pines area in the lower Mud River Road area. These hoses can carry quite a lot of water, raise the humidity bubble. Look how thick the smoke is in here though. Boy, it's not a day to be hiking around with the camera on. Looks like fire popped into the north side of this road. Wow, big tree down. And then looks like it stayed out of this upper hillside here. But this hose lay carries on all the way down. Some bigger 1,000-hour fuels are what those long, big, heavy trees. That's what we call 1,000 hour. It takes 1,000 hours for that type of tree to dry, whereas the grass only takes an hour. So you had some heat in here, some bundled hose. Some of that hose is burned up a little bit. Not uncommon after a firefight. Power lines here got affected. Probably when those big trees, those heavies, came down, pulled, yep, that big heavy tree right there, pulled the power down with it. Fire crews have bucked that up, mitigated that now. That pulled that down, looks like. It is kind of hard to breathe in here. Definitely black on the hillside here. So fire came down the hillside, crossed over in places, skipped around. This does seem like it has a higher relative humidity here, probably because it is Forest Glen and it's tucked on a couple riparian systems and what have you. I mean, you can tell the crews were mopping up. That's also water from the mop up too. So that's going to raise the humidity envelope in here. We've got some markers here. Okay, we got a killer tree flagging. So I'm going to look up, look down, look around, make sure what's going on up here. We got some power. Okay, let's see where there's a killer tree. Proceed with caution. Gravity hazards are some of our worst nightmares. We call them the silent killers. More hose lays coming up this power corridor. Looks like a higher intensity burn on this hillside here. Yep, that was a killer tree right there that they felled. You can see how they flagged it, mitigated it up there. So right there, they mitigated that killer tree because that would have come down, impacted somebody. All that work needs to be done before we can reopen areas to the public. Trees like this older growth trees, they are able to sustain fire damage. Look at no ladder fuels. Their bark has adapted with fire in the landscape. Just like a lot of animals know how to get out of the way. Here's another political smoke that can create an ash pit. No factor, it's not going anywhere. But it'll chunk away in there for a while, and you can kind of kick on it and see how that edge collapses in. That's why you gotta be careful when you're around these roots burning. But nothing around it, so it's not going anywhere. There's a road, there's black on that side. No fuel in here anymore. All the fuel's been removed. Again, hose bundled up. Okay, big old tree down in the road here. They must have had a professional faller or a class C faller, we call them. C being the big trees. Help take down this one. Thick as it gets in here. Wow.